I am ecstatic that this worked, I think.
We'll see. Yeah, yeah. So
Hopefully we'll find out here soon.
yeah, our listeners now get a visual with it as well.
Yeah, they can find. Yeah, okay, all right. Yes, it is working.
Okay,
Trip Fantasy is here.
all your nightmares and dreams have come true.
You can now see us talk about sex.
I'm
You can
so
watch
sorry.
us.
Yeah,
All the hand gestures and
yeah.
all the things,
So much, so many extra things.
all the bits.
Yeah, all the faces that I make prior to saying something. There's a lot of those. So
Now people can watch me cry, which is the real benefit to doing it this way.
I mean, I'd pay good money to see that.
You have
So,
actually paid
that's
good money
true.
to see me
That's
cry.
true. It's been a while.
Yes,
Yeah, we should
it
probably address
has.
that real quick. Um, yeah, I mean, so it's been a long time since we recorded. We're back in action now. I went through some personal shit and just had to kind of reorganize everything. Everything's good, family's great. Uh, Myself and Frankie and everybody is all hunky dory. Um, so I went through some shit, and then just as I was coming out of my shit, apparently you went through some shit.
Yes, it's been a shit full year,
Yeah,
a year full of shit.
sure,
But we're back and we're alive, and that's what matters.
that's right. Fucking a, bringing it to you. So let's jump right in.
All right. First of all, I think we should address for audio listeners, this episode is being recorded live, and there's a video component, and the audience is able to chat and comment in real time. So there might be times that we reference things in chat. We'll make sure that we say it um, as it happens, I guess. But just for audio listeners, there's that. And according to one of the audience members, Hufflehug, they say that the video and sound are both great. So that is good to hear.
Great,
Awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. Hi,
All right. So
everybody.
now we can continue. Hello.
All right. It's so neat to have interaction with the audience. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited and scared.
Right. Right.
This means they can ask anything,
It's true. Yeah.
and I'll be on the spot, and I'll have to answer.
So yeah, I mean, actually, I mean, of course, we'll have things that we want to talk about, but I'll say this now. Uh, Please, audience, if you have any questions at all, any topics you want to discuss, please throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear it. We'd love to see it. Same as always, but now you get to actually hold our feet to the fire. You throw it in the comments and we're here. So, but well, share the link, Stephen. I mean, people are requesting
Yeah.
you to share
So
the link.
Huffle says I need to share the stream link.
Yeah.
I thought it's on my channel, and I thought I shared it on Facebook, but let me make sure that I didn't fuck that up. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun.
I mean, I thought they just meant the ticker at the bottom, but
Oh, I can do that.
yeah,
This thing?
sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, she was just
Oh,
reminding
the
me.
stream
Okay.
link. No, that's yeah.
Okay.
That's
I do
different.
need to put it on my personal Facebook, so thank you for the reminder.
Well, I'm not doing any of that shit. People don't pay attention to my Facebook anyway.
Almost done. Boom. Okay.
So Stephen, anything you care to share? Any stories? Any topics you want to discuss?
So recently I went to a wedding.
Okay.
And weddings are usually, I don't know. I always get emotional at weddings. But this, like, usually I just get like really sad, and then I got married, and now I just get like really overwhelmed with emotion.
Oh, sure. Yeah, yeah.
It's like
yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird thing.
No, I've been there. I know what you mean.
And this one was an old friend that I went to high school with, And so their wedding and the wedding reception was basically like a high school reunion, like a mini high school reunion.
Okay.
So that was nice. And it brought me back to the days where I would have like these basement raves um, at my parents' house.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, I've referenced one of these
Yeah,
weird parties at my parents' house.
absolutely. It's just such a fucking random, exclusively Steven jump. It was like, it was a beautiful wedding. It was like a mini high school reunion, and it brought me back to my rave days. So I'm sure they were a blast, but I unfortunately wasn't there, so I'll never know.
Well, anyways, so it was not uncommon for me to remove my clothes uh, at these rave parties in my parents' basement. Um, so naturally, at this wedding reception, um, I started removing my clothes. Uh,
Naturally,
naturally,
as one does.
as one does.
Yeah.
That one being me.
Yeah.
But this was the first time that I was removing my clothes in front of my friend's parents and their very Mormon family.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh, so yeah, so it was actually during
Was it a Mormon wedding? A Mormon ceremony?
no, it's just like half of the family. So the two
Okay.
people getting married are
Okay.
atheist or
Yeah.
non-denom
Yeah.
whatever. Uh,
Non-denominational, sure.
but half of the family is just very devoted Mormon. Like they had sparkling grape juice instead of wine. Like
Yeah.
half of the bar was non-alcoholic, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Um,
Half of the bar was non-alcoholic.
yeah,
You want an
half of the
alcohol
bar.
line? Get over there.
Really? So there was a lot of alcohol left over, so I was just doing shots with the bartender the
Oh
whole time.
no. That's not that.
Uh,
Thus the nudity. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I was like 7 drinks in, and I went up to the bartender and I was like, "Look, I've had 7 drinks and I'm not feeling much of it yet. Um, what can we do to fix this?" And he was like, "All right, I'll solve this problem immediately." And he like sets up this line of different drinks. And he was like, "I need you to take this, and then the next one, I'm gonna do that shot with you, and then the next one, you're gonna drink that." And it was 3 shots and then one like tall glass of something. And he was like, "About halfway through this last drink, you're gonna start to really feel it. I want you to come back and thank me, and then you're gonna go down on the dance floor." And I was like, "Okay."
Those are very specific. That's a very specific roadmap for you for the night.
Yes. Well, you know how I feel about
I
roadmaps.
know. Yeah. That's why I chose my word of choice there. Yeah.
So he was a superhero of a bartender. But anyway, so I followed his instructions. I did the shot with him, and then I did the next shot, and then I got halfway through the next drink, and I was like, "Holy fuck!" And conveniently, the song "Let It Go" from Frozen started playing. They're
Are
they
you
both work they both work at Disney World, so
okay?
there were a lot of Disney songs and things like that. Uh, so as the song was saying "Let It Go," I was letting it go, and I was just removing my shirt, and everyone was like spinning around the bride, and she was Elsa, so we were the snow and the wind and stuff. Uh,
Snow in the wind and stuff.
we were flailing and spinning. It was insane. Uh, and my shirt came off, and then the bride's mom comes up, pretends that she's dancing with me as she tries to put my shirt back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like slowly buttoning it. And I'm just telling her, "Let it go," as I sing along to the song. And I was like, "This is bride approved." And then my favorite thing that happened at this wedding, well, my second favorite thing, uh, was after the mom put the shirt back on, all of the people, like the guests, my high school friends, came up and they put the shirt back on me. Or they took the shirt back off of me.
Oh, okay.
They took it off. Sorry.
Yeah. They
So then
disrobed
I
you
was like,
again. Yeah.
all right, this is fine. And then I spent the rest of the night shirtless, and it was insane and it was beautiful, and I cried. It was great.
Well, it goes without saying that you cried. I want you to understand, like, the A to B to C here is not like it's a very specifically Stephen chain of events. I was at a wedding. I was emotional. That's a standard A to B. And then going shirtless to Frozen is not a typical C to D. So just knowing you is an honor, and that's all I have to say.
It's actually not the first time that strange things have happened to the song "Let It Go" at one of my basement parties.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, I'll bite.
so a while ago, I had a Valentine's Day party for all of my single friends, myself included.
Okay.
Um, and so I invited a bunch of friends who at the time were single, and we gathered in my parents' basement as we do, and we had like a big bowl, and we put dares inside. We put dares inside of the bowl, and then we would pass it out and distribute the dares, and then it was kind of randomized, and each person would have to do like whatever was on the paper,
Sure.
and that was like the little icebreaker thing. But there were like a lot of people, and there were a lot of dares, so that took up most of the night. But one of the dares was for uh, someone to do a lip sync to the song "Let It Go" from Frozen, and there's actual video evidence of this online. Um, and it turned into this like beautiful production where like the whole room was just lighting up and people were dancing, like holding them like other people in the air.
Sure. Sure.
It was great, and there's actually I think there are two couples that are still together from that night. So there was magic in the air. And then in the
They
chat,
started dating that evening.
yes, or
Okay.
at least they met each other that evening. I don't know
Oh,
if they started dating that
sure.
evening, but
Sure.
they met each other.
Yeah.
Um, and in the chat, Trip Fantasy Zero is saying, "Damn it, Brenda." And the reason why they're doing that is because they put a dare where they had to lick dog foot. And so uh Trip Fantasy had to lick a dog's foot
Sure.
in front of everyone, and it was just a whole thing, and it ruined their night.
Yeah, you can't really shake that one.
Yeah.
Although I do want to thank you, Trip Fantasy, for sharing. Earlier, you had a comment saying, "I would," and I think that might have been in reference to either sharing something or asking a question. If you have a question or anything you'd like to share, go ahead and put it in the comments there, and we will address it. I really love the fact that Hufflehug chimed in and said, "I think I was there." Maybe like that's how good of a time it was. There that are most likely, more than likely, it was just you've had so many parties there. But I think I was there. Oh, I would. Oh, you'd pay attention to my Facebook. Thank you, thank you. Do you already? Do you
Oh.
follow me on Facebook now? I mean, I don't know who you are, Trip Fantasy.
It's actually my brother.
Hey, bro. All right. Yeah. Well, then I'll start posting links.
Have you
So,
ever been to a Valentine's Day party? Like a singles party or anything like that?
no, I've always wanted to go. Like, I want to do like either speed dating or like some sort of like singles mixer.
Yeah.
Because I have no what I don't want to sound crass to say this, but I have no short game. Like I develop a relationship and a friendship with somebody. Like I have to wear you down, basically. Like you have to, you'll eventually succumb to my charm over just a lifetime of me just working away at you.
So you're saying
Um,
it's never been love at first sight?
no, well, I mean, like for me, absolutely, I just go gaga over people, but I have to like come fall in love with me. I'm very desirable, I definitely have to trap people and trick them into loving me, and it's working so far. I'm married, so it's great. Got him, got him.
I do think it'd be fun to do like a speed dating thing,
Yeah, I think
like
so.
just
Like,
recreationally.
right. Yeah, I would love to do one. It's not. I'm not. It's not going to happen. But I would like to do one just to flex that muscle first of all. But it's just to meet those random people that are doing that. I mean, like it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of you're putting yourself out there, you know, and plus you're taking the risk of talking to a lot of different fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
So,
And, like,
cheers, more powers to you.
the whole point is you're supposed to try to get to know somebody very fast.
Mm-hmm.
And the ways that people do that when under pressure, I think it's hysterical. Because they either completely break down or they just start revealing like deeply personal and
Way too
intimate
much
things,
too
like,
fast.
way
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm missing 3 toes and I killed a man. I'm like, what? No, hi, I'm James. You know, I don't know why I chose an alter ego there, but yeah. It's I imagine it gets real personal real fast because you need to get all the fucking information out. You need to get all the veggies out. So I don't know, but yes, I would love to have one. I think we should host one. Trip
We could host
Fantasy.
one live on here.
Well, that can be a little chaotic. But I
Yeah.
think at one of our eventually we will have in-person events, because I know you, Stephen, and I know that you just are live for that kind of thing. So I'm sure that at some sort of more than friends / podcast with benefits event, we will have some speed dating action. Trip Fantasy writes in, Philosophy Club ran a speed dating event at school last year. 2 people showed up. Well, it's LMAO at the people who ran the event. Shame on them for not, pumping it up more and making the event more wider known. What kind of speed dating do you get at a philosophy club? Are you a fan of Kant or Nietzsche? To which philosopher do you subscribe?
I wish I were there. That would be like first of all, like I'm imagining an entire like room full of all these tables for speed dates, and there's just 2 people.
Oh, so wait a minute. You're the one who set it up, Trip? Trip says, "Watch it, buddy. I tried." As you well, yeah. I mean,
They were the organizer?
I'm waiting with bated breath for them to reply.
Very curious. They said it was mainly to just make friends.
Sure, absolutely.
fine.
I mean, yeah, it's and that's, I think, a very important step of a relationship is the friendship, and so if you go into speed dating expecting to like immediately have a relationship with somebody, you're gonna have a bad time. I wasn't the only one. Trip Fantasy writes, I wasn't the only one technically. There were like 10 people. Most were my friends there to meet new people. Only 2 of the people were not my people. Gotcha. So
I don't understand.
no, I do. Yeah, so what I think they're trying to say is that 10 people were already like a part of the thing and like knew about the event, and they got 2 outside randos to come in.
Oh, okay.
And so that was their benchmark of like, and so that touches on something actually, because this isn't all about just sex and love. It's also about relationships, and part of that is friendships. Yeah. I had a friend of mine a while back ask me like, how do I make friends as an adult? And it's super fucking hard. Like, when you're in school, you're all there for a common thing, and you're going to tend to have similar interests. But then you go out into the working world and you're working with just people from all different backgrounds and things like that. And it's great. That can breed more interaction and give you more information. But also it's kind of hard. Like if you're a young person working with a bunch of people from an older generation or vice versa, like there's not always things that are necessarily in common. So how do you make friends as an adult if, especially when you're working with people aren't necessarily in your age range? Was a question posed to me a long time ago. I think this is a good venue to discuss it in. Hufflehug writes in, I've made a lot of friends through gaming and streaming on Twitch during the pandemic. I've gotten pretty close to a few of them. So streaming is a great way, and that's what I recommended to that friend that asked me. I said, go seek out clubs, whether they're online or in person, of interests that you have, because if you're not getting that satisfaction at work, then find it elsewhere in a club. Sorry, I'm just reading some comments here.
So Trip Fantasy in the chat said that they agree gaming is great for making
Yeah.
friends. I feel like most of the friends that I've made in my adult life have either been thanks to video games or work. Like I just happened to meet them at work.
Right. You have you're an extrovert. I mean, whether you might be an ambivert, I don't know, but you are not
Oh,
shy.
what was that
You
word
will
you just said?
Ambivert is somebody who is a mixture of an extrovert and introvert.
I've never heard that before, but yes.
Yeah, like extroverts just always out there. There's always excited to meet people. They're a brand new puppy. Introverts are obviously they're homebound, book loving, quiet types. Ambiverts live in both worlds and they need to recharge. You okay over there, Stephen? Is it the word ambivert or is it the comments?
It's ambivert.
Okay. Yeah,
I
figure. Yeah, I know.
One of the
I know
comments,
you.
somebody said hamburger, and that's seriously what I thought you said.
Yeah, hamburger. Hamburger.
So I am a hamburger.
You're a hamburger.
I'm a hamburger.
So, ambiverts are basically one or the other, but they're generally extroverted, but they need that time to recharge. So that's where I was going with that. You're an extrovert and or ambivert, and you like to meet people and talk. You'll talk to anybody. You don't give a fuck if they're an axe wielding murderer. So hopefully it's not just me, but maybe it is. I don't know. It's all right. So let's hear some folks from the comments. Hey, new folks who joined us. Steven's taking a quick break. What are your guys' thoughts on making friends? Oh, there he is.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm back.
Yeah. Hi. So I was just asking the folks in the comments how they make friends, and it sounds like gaming is a big one.
Yeah.
And we've got work. Any other suggestions on how to make friends?
Ooh, dating apps. I've actually met a lot of people. I can't believe I forgot about this, but I've made recent friends on Grindr that I like hang out with platonically.
Sure. You have to be willing to suffer through a lot of bullshit, though. That you're like, if you're only there looking for a friendship on any dating app, there's going to be people who you're going to have a tough time. At least I would imagine, because there's going to be like, oh no, I'm not really here for that. Thank you for the pictures. I appreciate it.
Thank you for.
I just want, can we go get a coffee? Or no, I don't. I'm not going to fuck you afterwards. Please don't try to
maybe.
Just be my friend.
Trip Fantasy wrote into the chat, as a very selective ambivert, digital spaces are preferred. I've had a Discord that's been the epicenter of my social life for years.
I like your vocabulary, Trip fan.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for hosting philosophy events, I guess.
Fair enough, yeah. That's a philosophy student.
It pays off.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have a lot of control in a digital space. You have complete control and autonomy of first off where you are and when you get to leave. Like you're still in control. Whereas like that's why I love going to parties. I fucking hate hosting them, because I can't tell everybody to get the fuck out of my house, because like, oh, you're having a good time and I want to facilitate that. And I'm glad you came, but I'm going to bed now. And the older I get, the less I give a shit, and I just go to bed. Like I passed out at friends' houses. I'm like, I'm gonna find an open fucking bed and just sleep in it, because I'm done now. I've drank entirely too much, and I'm leaving. Yeah,
we have a question.
Asks, do you think there's a honeymoon phase of new friendships? Absolutely. There's the after the getting to know you, and you're super excited to have a new friend, and you just like you just take in all of the attention that you can from them, like, until, like, it's like a new song. Like, I'm gonna play this fucking song until I'm fucking sick of it. Yeah, so you need to everything in moderation, in my opinion. Steven, what do you think?
I think I agree. Yeah. There are a lot of times when I meet somebody new and they're like the one person that I hang out with all the time.
Right.
Uh, but then like I wonder if it's really a honeymoon phase as much as it's just like eventually you start to grow tired of them or like you start to
That's
learn things about them that are like, oh, that's actually not that great.
that's the honeymoon phase. I mean, that, like, because initially it's all new and exciting, and you can forgive some small bullshit. You're like, oh, that's not annoying at all. Let's keep talking and hanging out. Oh, that's also still not annoying. Like these little things that they start to build up, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm done. And
Yeah. Uh,
that's like me. Like, I'm sure you just got sick of my shit for a while, and now we're back.
there was a friend, a grinder friend actually,
Okay.
who I met and they were fine. Uh, and we hung out quite a bit for like a good month or two, I think. But then like it started to get weird. Like I don't know, they started showing up unannounced at my home and like they would show up at my work unannounced and just like be there all the time.
Mm,
And it was kind of like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. And I actually had to talk to them and I had to set a boundary. And I'm
yeah.
like, look, I don't mind hanging out. I don't mind being friends, but can you let me know?
That's yeah, and that's just everybody has different expectations and social norms, and they don't necessarily understand. I mean, so in setting that boundary is important. And what happened after you set that boundary?
They at first it was fine, and we like hung out a couple more times, and then they just fell off the face of the earth.
Okay. I mean, after they fell off the face of the earth, did you like try to reach out to them and say, hey, or do we just didn't bother? Like,
I think I said like hi, what's up, or something like that
okay,
once, but then
they're probably busy
that was
stalking
it.
somebody else.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
So,
I have no problem really with them.
right.
Like, it was just there was a lot.
So in introverts, I find that happens with introverts in that they are just happy to have somebody in their life. Like, no offense, introverts, but like they've been adopted by an extrovert, and now it's like, okay, I've got a friend now, and I'm gonna hold on to this friend real tight, and they just Elmira that shit to until it's dead. Um, so that's what that honeymoon phase is like for them. Like, they're just enjoying the friendship, but you're still taking it in moderation. Earlier, Hufflehug asked, "What would a friendship deal breaker be?" Then, for me, it's racism and or
That'll
basic
do it.
human rights. Like, if I discover, like, oh, you're fucked up as a person, I'm gonna stop. That's for me. That's the friendship deal breaker when I discover some sort of just awful, sort of social injustice thing about them. Um, Now, I've grown apart with friends, like you move, or just you stop working at the same spot, and you make efforts to hang out, but sometimes it doesn't always work. And the older you get, the harder it fucking is. I'm still very good friends with a lot of people, but and I can make a phone call and or hang out with somebody, and we can pick up, like, like there was no time lost. We'll catch each other up on the various bullshit that we have going on, but we're still good friends. It's just I just don't get to hang out with them as much. Steven, what's the deal breaker for you?
Um, I I want to add to the whole like racism and being a shitty person thing. Uh, Oddly enough, I've learned that while I almost always end up ending a friendship because of that, um, I I don't do it immediately, and I think I have like this thing where I'm like, oh, I can fix them, or
Right,
they
right.
just don't know somebody who is insert whatever
intolerant.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I always want to, I always want to double check and give people the benefit of the doubt and like be like, okay, well, maybe there's redeeming qualities, then we can, we can try to work through this. Or, like for some of my Republican friends that aren't like Trumpers, I can be like, okay, well, while you vote to remove money from schools and rob your fellow man, I'll look past that. We just won't discuss politics.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have no problem with being friends with a Republican, but
Right,
then it's when you get into the hyper conservative social
right,
issues
right. It's
that's
fine to be conservative. That's okay, and we just won't discuss those topics, or else because then our friendship will just be bickering. And some people love that shit. I have friends who just love to fucking argue. That's not me. That's not my bag. I'm not at all.
yeah, another big deal breaker for me, like one that's basically immediate, is if somebody's just like, if they just exist.
So wait.
Hold on. That sounds really bad. Hold on. Let me explain. I didn't realize. If somebody
This is a lot harder now that we can see each other. Because earlier you wouldn't have been able to see all that bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I would have allowed you to continue talking, but you're gonna see my reactions to the shit that flies out of your mouth now. So go on.
It's good though, because then I can realize when something I say sounds totally stupid.
When they exist, it's a fucking deal breaker.
When
you fucking
somebody,
breathing?
when somebody only exists, like if somebody is just kind of there and they're present and they're like in the background and they don't like contribute, or they don't like if somebody's hanging out and then they're just kind of like there, like it's weird. Like there are some friends where that's fine, but like we build a relationship to that point, I guess. But then if somebody is just like,
there's a difference
I guess,
between somebody who's shy and somebody who's sucking the energy out of the room.
yes, that the second one, that's the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A soul vampire, like an energy vampire. They're real, they exist, and fucking hold on. What's this? Trip Van says, and the opposite too. If someone refuses to chill and always has to be up in your shit, I hate when I can't just invite someone over and watch cartoons every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those who that's different personalities. I mean, like when somebody's just always energetic and on the go, they're Johnny on the spot and needs to be always doing something all the time, and that's different energies will have different things. I mean, people are like that and will find friends like that. I mean, I don't like I like to go on walks through nature, but if you have me going fucking on hikes all the time, we're not going to hang out all the time. It's just not, that's not my bag.
Yeah.
Every
now and then though.
Sure.
A hike is
sure.
Nice. We've got a lot of comments, so I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Go ahead.
Trip Fantasy said, I feel like a lot of people think friendship and intimacy are so close to each other. When people can't discern the two or don't pick up on signals that scream platonic, shit gets weird.
Listen, Trip, what I'm saying is if you're following me on Facebook, we're gonna have to make out, okay? If you're following my Facebook now, that's it. The line's crossed.
Everyone I've added on Facebook, I've made out with.
Bingo.
So there's that.
Yeah. Family included.
Yeah, especially family.
What's your Facebook? It's my name. Bring it, Demi. Come on.
And then Huffle also said, I have a problem being friends with people whose beliefs mimic propaganda that's fed to them, or just have beliefs that their family has.
That's hard. Like, that's a tough one, and I understand. Like you want to form your own opinions on things, but you can't force somebody else to have their own opinions. Like yes, if your opinions are just from Fox News or from NPR or wherever you get your news, At least you're getting news somewhere, maybe. I don't know.
What if someone's beliefs are only things that they hear on the podcast with benefits?
Then they are amongst friends. No, they're fucked up and they really need to.
Yeah, they're probably a
Don't,
complete disaster.
please. Yeah, Jesus, your life is a dumpster fire.
Literally, yeah, they'd be a dumpster fire, but not an inherently sexual dumpster fire.
Correct. Inherently sexual. Not in an inherently sexual way. You couldn't last one episode, could you?
I couldn't, even after all this time.
Yeah. So yeah, people who like generally people are people's religion and their political beliefs are going to be bestowed upon them from their family and their parents. It's something that's taught to seek out other religions and other political beliefs. It takes, I don't know, it's different for everybody probably, and some people will never venture beyond their own their family's political party or religion, and that's okay. Like there's still there can be intelligent people who still have those beliefs that haven't sought that out, but it's tough. That's a gray area for me. I don't know if I want to. That's too hard to just generalize for me.
Yeah,
but I know a lot of those folks, and I know who you're talking about. That it can be rough.
Trip Fantasy said, I feel bad for those people, but those people honestly need exposure to more than their parents.
Absolutely. Like people need to leave the city they were born in. Like, go leave the state, travel the U.S.
Or have a friend who maybe they don't agree with.
I think, yeah. That's a separate issue. I mean, being in an echo chamber, like, that's what social media creates is like, I like these people and I don't like these things, so I'm not going to follow or pay attention to these things. Like, while I don't like following a lot of like conservative stuff because sometimes it's just full of vitriol and hate, and I can't. I still like hearing what the other side has to say, just to make sure that I'm not in an echo chamber of like, these are my own beliefs, and of course I'm right because everybody around me agrees with me. It's the same trap. But I forget where I was fucking going. But exposure to different friends, different people. Leave the city you were born in. Fucking go travel. Go leave America if you can. If you're
Just
fortunate
leave.
enough to be able, if you just leave, get the fuck
just
out.
Go away.
If you're fortunate enough to be able to do those things, do them. Explore the world while you're young. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What else we got?
Trip Fantasy said that's partly why I think public schooling is so important early on. And I think that's a good point. A lot of I mean, not only are a lot of my very close friends from school, but also like school is just such it kind of is a dumpster fire in its own way, but it's such a collage of all kinds of different ideas and people and backgrounds and families and things like that.
I think college is like high school. I was fortunate enough to go. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Just quickly, like high school, depending on where you went to high school. Well, I'm saying high school, but I mean even grades, elementary and middle school. Generally, that's just kind of your subdivision or like your immediate area. So you're still getting a lot of the same stuff fed to you. I was fortunate to go to a school downtown that pulled from all over the city. So we had people from east side, west side, everywhere. But I think college is definitely a big one for that too. Is just you're going to get people from all different backgrounds and lifestyles and things. I'm sorry. Continue.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, especially college. But like my first exposure to somebody who was gay was in school, like someone in person, like in real life, not on TV.
Yeah.
And that kind of like helped me realize, oh, we exist. We're not some like weird character or fairy tale.
Yeah.
And it kind of allowed me to see different ways that people can be gay without being a stereotype
Yeah,
or
that's super
something like
important.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think just being in such a large group of people who may identify as the same thing, like being in school, you'll run into people who are gay, people who are straight, people who are bi, but also you'll run into other like stereotype groups, like you'll run into the preps and the goths and the
Hmm.
jocks. But having so many of them in one place helps you realize, oh, not all jocks are the same, and not all goths are the same, not all gay people are the same. Uh, it's that kind of thing. And I'm going to use another one of my favorite words. Um, it opens you up to the nuance.
Okay.
That
I thought you were gonna say tangentially.
no, 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 no. Though I do like that one.
I know you do. So do all of our listeners.
I have a very limited vocabulary.
No, it's okay to have some go back. I mean, we all have our resting words. It's okay.
But yeah, it just opened my eyes to a lot of the nuance of people and character, I
Sure.
guess.
Sure.
Um, and that's something that I really appreciate about public school. Um, and
I
it can still happen in private school, but
mean, so another thing is, I mean, you and I are about, I think, I don't know, 10-ish years apart in age, and it's a big gap from the media's portrayal of these archetypes, because it's also not only are I mean, people are influenced by the media around them, and movies and TV shows would only show like the flamboyantly gay man, but when I question my own sexuality, it's like I was making it some sort of checklist, like, oh, do I like this? Do I, like, I like this? Does that make me gay? And stupid shit like that. Like, I was fortunate to have my uncle is gay, and so I got to see life, how he lived growing up in high school and in college and in his adult life. He unfortunately passed away a while ago. But when he was alive, like, he just was a great example of he's just a regular guy. He's just a human being, you know, um, as all people are.
yeah,
So I got to tear
we
that
think.
right. I got to tear that stereotype down almost immediately in my life. Like, he didn't come out to me until I was like in high school, but I always knew um, that he was different, from most of the people I hung out with. And now most of the people I hang out with are more like him. So,
So shout out to the gay uncle.
right.
I feel like everyone that I know, I think, has a gay uncle, unless
Sure.
I'm the gay uncle. Uh,
Yeah.
and I think everyone thinks fondly of their gay uncle.
I hope so.
Like, I feel like that's like
Everybody-
the pinnacle of the gay community is the gay uncle.
right. Everybody's got a gay relative.
They're like the sage, like the wise old sage in the
That's
in
a
the
big
community.
that's a big fucking burden. It's a big cross to bear. Like, I don't know.
All right, I like being a gay uncle.
All right, good.
Trip Fantasy wrote in and said, going to a private college made me realize how crazily filtered the demographic is for those people. They're usually less socially intelligent and offensive. Jesus.
Less socially intelligent and more offensive. Yeah, I mean, if you again, that's the echo chamber. You get. That's why we've seen such an uptick. That's why we've seen such an uptick of racism, the rise of racism again, because people are in an echo chamber and they're like, oh, it's okay to talk like this. I shouldn't be ashamed of this and try to hide these feelings, because Joe Bob down the street and or over in Philadelphia agrees with me, so we're gonna meet up and fucking go bash in. I don't know, or do horrible things to people. They get each other hyped up. It just bothers me.
Yeah.
So yeah. Fucking private colleges and the internet. Echo chambers.
The internet didn't used to be like that.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, the more knowledge we have, we want to. Again, we're trying to find things that are our own interests, and unfortunately, there's knitting and racism. Like those are your options.
I wish I could tag those in the categories for this stream, but unfortunately, that's not. I guess it's just not allowed on Twitch. Like the word sex. I couldn't put the word sex. But I'm saying the word sex. Is that allowed?
Intimacy?
Ooh, I should have put intimacy.
Yeah.
But that's not our thing. It's love, sex, and relationships.
I mean, that's not our thing, but we talk about intimacy. We talk
no,
about
I mean, like, it's not the wording that we use.
No, it's not our branding, but it's fine.
Yeah. Plus, it's significantly more syllables than sex.
I'd have to fucking get auto spell correct on that. I don't know.
It's astronomically more.
Yeah. It's a whole lot. So, I'm very much in love with our new format. I love having the interaction with people. Hot tub streams.
I'm curious about these hot tub streams.
The fuck is that?
Please explain yourself, Hufflehug.
And also, good use of the corgi emoji. Thank you.
Demi says that they love that we're on this format.
Now you can see us. Hopefully, we live up to the expectations.
Hold on, wait. Everyone's focusing on the corgi, but we need to focus on the hot tub streams.
Nice. Pools, beaches, and hot tubs. I don't know I don't know what's happening.
We're new to this world. What are the hot tub streams? And where can I find them?
Yeah. So again, for those folks who are listening to the podcast, check out the live stream on Twitch because you get to see a lot of these comments that we're just staring at. So sexy time on Twitch.
I mean, this is as sexy as it gets. We both lean back. Here,
is that a Twitch over there? Okay.
All right, we're doing some sexy time.
Okay.
It actually looks like I have boobs.
Jesus Christ, bro. It's too sexy, too hot for TV.
Do I have boobs?
I do.
Do I? Look at this cleavage.
At the moment you do because of the striping.
Damn.
Is this the boob face?
Hold on. If I went on like Omegle like this, do you think I...
To our listeners at home, Steven has taken the camera off of his face and he's showing his lack of man boobs. The shirt is projecting like it's like a Wonder shirt, a Wonder Bra shirt, ASL. Yeah, there it is. Age, sex, location, Steven. Where you at?
I'm 18, I promise.
Are they okay? So we're getting some descriptions of hot tub streams.
Okay.
So it's a hot tub streams are when women would stream just chatting in bikinis from a hot tub and just talked to chat and did borderline suggestive things, like eating bananas. So let's talk about.
Hold on.
Let's talk about eating bananas.
Can we?
Go ahead.
Can we please do a hot tub stream?
Fuck yes.
And can there please be bananas?
Sure.
Okay.
Because to me, eating a banana is not sexy. Sucking a banana, absolutely. Like showing me how deep you can go with that banana, 100%. The second teeth are involved, I'm out. I'm just like, no, and I'm done. It's ruined. It's
the biting of the banana is
a friendship deal breaker if you bite that fucking banana.
I don't know. I feel like there's no way to turn me on while eating a banana.
I'm sorry.
What?
Trip Fantasy wrote in, I don't know if I were to eat a banana as choppy as possible. I'd lose it. Just somebody just going ham on that motherfucker. Oh god. To each their own. Growl, sure. Like a feral fucking yeah.
Jesus
wait a minute,
Christ.
what is that? Click on that.
What?
What's that? What did Hufflepuff put in the fucking? Oh, okay. I thought that was me for a second. I was like, what? Don't make an emoji of me. Don't
I
do
thought it was that
that.
one guy from Trailer Park Boys.
Julian?
Yeah. Looks like
Yeah.
Julian.
Yeah.
Now,
so
okay,
anyway.
on that topic though.
Yeah.
Seductively eating a pepperoni, like a big pepperoni thing. A whole pepperoni.
My mind went to a single slice,
No.
a circular
That.
pepperoni, just a
That's-
like licking it like a nipple. You know?
But like it's got to be like the kind that's like on the really shitty pizza, like the greasy but like really crunchy pepperoni.
like
You know
the
what I'm talking
cupped
about?
one, the cupped pepperoni.
Yeah, with the grease pool. That's
Sure.
the hot tub right there.
Yeah.
And then just putting the tongue in the grease, maybe
Yeah.
slurp it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do some crunching.
Yeah.
Mm.
One slice.
Get the grease
So you're
down the
talking about a
chin.
whole like a salumi, like a fucking rod of pepperoni.
Salumi. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you want to be seductive with that? Like a wrinkly dry dong?
I like it more than bananas. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, I don't know why you're posing like a flagpole.
I'm sorry.
I don't. Yeah, there's an odd pose. You'll just have to watch the stream. I can't even begin to narrate that. But
Are you aroused yet, chat?
100%. Yeah, I'm at full mast.
I know you're aroused. You're
Okay, good. Crowd, yeah. Our viewers, yeah.
Just immediately where the camera cuts off.
So a banana is much more akin to a penis to me than a pepperoni or any cured meat log. A spice level that we're not addressing with the cured meat that's going to become a problem at some point should things go further than we'd like to. Into the evening after a few drinks, you and that pepperoni are going to get a little spicy.
I mean, if I were to take a food item, like in the ass,
okay,
I would prefer it to be a banana than a pepperoni stick.
100%,
most definitely.
Every time.
However,
banana's going to win every time.
I would want it to be an unpeeled banana.
Yeah, because
I feel like
it's an exercise in futility if you're trying to shove a peeled banana in my butthole.
Yeah, that it'd just be
you'd be mashing it into my cheeks, like, which is don't do the visual, no.
Banana going everywhere.
No, let's never show that visual again. Yeah, like it's a whole separate fetish. It's basically just a squishy banana between my cheeks.
Yeah, but it would make eating ass a lot better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spread that on my gooch. Yeah, just smear it in there.
Smear
it. Yeah. Pickles are closer than a banana. That's Hufflehug. Sorry to call you out here, Hufflehug. Pickles are closer than a banana. Well, I think I need you to elaborate, Hufflehug, because you're just throwing that out there with there's an air of confidence to that text that I'm picking up that I feel like I need you to speak on that more. So,
it's presented as if it's a scientific fact.
Right. There's not like a question. There's no period at the end of it. It's just
there's no I think
are closer than a banana. Like as far as like the feel, like the external, like because there's bumps and lumps and maybe not everybody has got a banana's too.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've seen some things, man.
It's just like seeped in like liquid. Like
it's not, my dick isn't pickled, but
pickled dick.
I use similar spices. So I don't know about that, but I'm really waiting. I'm waiting again with bated breath for Hufflehug to chime in here. But
Yeah, what are these?
I
What
would
are these
I would
pickles?
if I had to guess if Huckle Hug never replies because there's
Oh,
veins and there's
oh my
Gesundheit. That's all you get.
I'm
3. That's
sorry.
your fucking limit, and you're
God.
done. Okay.
All right.
Um, well, a pickle has got like a like a what's that called topography to it. Like whereas a banana is just a smooth surface. You know,
Yeah. I
it's
mean, it
not
might have some
realistic.
bruising, but it's not textured.
Right. There's no texture to it. Whereas a
Yeah.
cucumber and or pickle. Now wait a minute. Are we talking cucumbers or pickles? Like yeah, that's right. I fucking said it. I fucking said topography. Rogue biologist. Loaded stream up after working from my nap. Conversation is about shoving a banana in your rectum. I thought I might still be asleep. No, you ain't fucking dreaming. So sorry. That's real. That we fucking said that. I do
Can you imagine
apologize.
waking up to a banana being shoved in your ass, though?
Okay, so it's just about the length and the curve because okay, so Huffle Hug writes in, but
Oh,
bananas are much longer and have a significant curve. So, I mean, that makes me feel better about myself. But
we have
but
to set our expectations.
I have a curve. It's not like pronounced, but it's there. Um,
I've definitely seen. I feel like I've seen more. Well, I don't know. I think I've seen an equal amount of banana dick versus pickle dick.
okay,
Like
we're
I feel
talking
like it's
curvature
about
versus straightforward. Yeah, or are you talking
like full
smooth
on. Like
texturing?
I feel like pickles are wider. There's more
Okay,
girth to a
sure,
pickle.
can be.
And I feel like bananas that I mean the most significant feature